I'm too raw. I'm too raw for the TV. I'm too raw. I'm too raw. I'm too raw for the TV. I'm too raw. I'm too raw. I'm too raw for the TV. Gangsta, but I'm still revolutionary. I think it's time for revolution. No gripping my neck for nuisance, cause I'm a beat product of the street. They view me as a nuisance, but I'm the smartest, the coolest, the hood. Young guys at Newton, war trouble, war and pollution, hate crimes, robbing and boosting, man. Life is crazy for police, pull up and start shooting. Who the fuck is gonna stop it, man? What the fuck is solution? Shit is real as 3D. Out here, you gotta believe me. Man, we just say the shit that the couch can say on TV. I'm too raw, I'm too raw, I'm too raw for TV. I'm too raw, I'm too raw, I'm too raw for TV. I'm too raw, I'm too raw, I'm too raw for TV. I'm the truth, so you gotta believe me. I'm too raw, I'm too raw for the TV. I'm too raw, I'm too raw, I'm too raw for the TV. I'm too raw, I'm too raw, I'm too raw for the TV. I'm too raw, I'm gangsta all of the way. I address all the real issues. My metal straw hit me up, say we gon' need a lot of tissue, cause this show is the shit. We can real talk and drop the hit. Get too raw for TV, better pray your computer don't blip. Cause it's on 3, 2, 1, live in your home. And the B is what it is, call those sequence on your phone. I know everybody gon' feel it. Too raw for TV, the realist. Where Bradley monsters checking if my metal gonna kill it. I'm too raw, I'm too raw for TV. I'm too raw, I'm too raw, I'm too raw for TV. I'm too raw, I'm too raw, I'm too raw for TV. I'm the truth, so you gotta believe me. I'm too raw, I'm too raw for the TV. I'm too raw, I'm too raw, I'm too raw for the TV. I'm too raw, I'm too raw, I'm too raw for the TV. Gangsta, but I'm still revolutionary. I'm too raw, I'm too raw, I'm too raw for TV. I'm too raw, I'm too raw, I'm too raw for TV. I'm too raw, I'm too raw, I'm too raw for TV. Gotta believe me. I'm too raw, I'm too raw for TV. I'm too raw, I'm too raw for TV. I'm too raw, I'm too raw for TV.
If you hear my voice, then you're part of the revolution. Welcome to the new world. I'm your host, the Ratchet Revolutionary Palmetto Star. Hey, hit me up on Twitter at Palmetto_Star. Now we have a very, very, very special show for y'all. It's going to be amazing. Actually, this is the first annual Black Supremacy Conference that ever was. So give it up for the first annual Black Supremacy Conference. Yes, yes. It's amazing. Hey, a lot of people want to know exactly what Black Supremacy is, how it applies to them, and how it's going to change the future. And we're going to talk about it all tonight. We're streaming live on YouTube. We're streaming live on Facebook. So go ahead and share it, youtube.com/HustleRollENT12 and Facebook P4. Go ahead and share it because we're going in live today. And it's going to be an epic broadcast. I mean, this is a great time to get on Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Let them know the revolution will not be televised. It is too long for TV. Call in 516-453-9174. The phone lines are filling up fast. Salute to everybody that's been rocking with us for these past 7 years. We're going in tonight. Major lessons being learned tonight. But, you know, first we got my nigga from Nigeria, Ernest Paul. He does the top song of the week from Africa for Europe. It's called The Heat. He's our eyes and ears out there in Nigeria, so we're going in tonight. Just let everybody know to call in the phone lines soon because they do fill up quickly. 516-453-9174. Hey, press 1 so I know that you have a comment or a question because I'm not going to know. A lot of people call in just to listen. So we're going live. We're live on YouTube at the first annual Black Supremacy Conference held right here in Atlanta. So we're going in tonight. This is going to be a supreme moment in time. A lot of announcements are going to be made tonight, and a lot of revelations. A lot of things are going to be revealed tonight. But you got to call in 516-453-9174. Remember to share it on Facebook, share it on YouTube. It's going down live tonight for the first annual Black Supremacy Conference.
The heat with Ernest Paul is too raw.
This is the hit with Ernest Paul on Travel TV, and you know what I do? What I do is that I bring the top song of the week in Africa and also in Europe. But I'm so super excited today because today happens to be the first annual Black Supremacy Conference, and I'm just so excited to be part of this history. Yes, it is actually history in making. So I'm so part of this history being made. It is wonderful. You know me, I'm from Nigeria. Yes, I'm representing Travel TV down here in Nigeria, and also I'm representing the whole continent of Africa. So now I'm about to say some things which are going to be lovely, and I need to talk about, really, let me quickly talk about something that is so important, and I just need to say congratulations to Kendrick Lamar for winning awards here at the 60th Grammy Award. Yes, he's a black man. That is why I need to talk about it, and I love the end part before yes, after picking up the award. I love the end part. That's for the rap album of the year when he had to say Jay-Z for president. So I think it's going to make Donald Trump to be quite uncomfortable when he definitely do that. So now let me quickly talk about the gist on everybody's lips before I will go on to bring to you the top song of the week in Africa or in Europe. Now, interesting story right here, which I got for you all, which is what everybody are currently saying right now in Nigeria. That is the gist on everybody's lips, is the surrendering of arms by the Imo militant. That is Imo Amnesty. And you know, Governor Rocha Sokocha in Nigeria, that is the state, that is the Imo State governor. So he made them to come out to lay down their arms. So it's quite beautiful for the militants in Imo to lay down their arms after killing 22 people at Rivers State. So Wike is not happy about what is currently going on in Imo State. So he's against the act of giving amnesty to the militants in Imo State. So, and Governor Rocha Sokocha went on to say that it is a beautiful thing that the people must embrace this fact. And the most interesting part of it was that at the state capital of Imo, which is Owerri, there were children in school uniforms, different kind of people, political leaders that was present there, including the governor and his wife himself was present there, watching the militants give up their arms. So it was quite wonderful. Many regarded it as baloney. I don't think it is really baloney. It is something that the people need to embrace, or they really need to get used to, rather. So let me quickly move on to talk about the top song of the week in Africa or in Europe. Yes, Rams, yes. Now, I need to say this. It is good when actually doing a good song, yes. Do a good song. Go to the studio, record a song, and make sure it is excellently well done. Most artists don't really do much when it comes to that. So, yes, Rams. I need to give a big shout out to my boss, yes, Promedo, for that amazing track. Right here, we are still feeling it in Nigeria, in Africa, especially me. I'm not racist. It is quite really, really wonderful. I must say that it is banging. It's still banging. The video is awesome. The imagery in that video is mind-blowing. So yes, Rams doing what Palmetto did on that particular song. I'm not racist. He came out on this song, wholeheartedly poured his heart, and yeah, he's saying backing. Yes, I actually talked about it. If you want to do a good song, go to the studio, write a good lyrics, put a pen to paper, and come out with a good, awesome track. So Rams really did that, and yeah, he's with this beautiful song titled Backing on the Heat with Any Sport on 12, which has happened to be the top song of the week in Europe. Last week's top song was from Shatawale with that awesome song titled Pray For Me, but it came from Africa. So right here today, this week's top song is coming from Europe, and it is Rams doing backing on the Tennis Sport on 12 TV. It is definitely going to be an amazing show tonight, yes, and I must congratulate you all for tuning in. The revolution will not be televised, and I must say this is history in making. So we are making history right here on the Tennis Sport on 12 TV. I've just made history being part of something great, which is the first annual Black Supremacy Conference. So I'm so happy being part of this. Let me not do much of the talking. Let me allow this song to do much of the talking. Here's Rams doing backing on the Tennis Sport on 12 TV. Top song of the week in Europe.
All right, peace. Hey, can you hear me? If you can hear me, press 1. Like I said, we're doing this on a new format. If you can hear me, press 1. We're going in tonight. Yes, the first annual Black Supremacy Conference. And we have Ernest Paul, this is the Heat. Hey, hit up Ernest Paul on Twitter at I_LEP. He's our eyes and ears out there in Nigeria. He's an amazing broadcaster, wonderful artist, and he casts those beats. So hit him up. We're coming back with more. We're going to talk about what Black Supremacy actually is. This is the first annual Black Supremacy Conference. It's here, right here in Atlanta. So at a secret location. So join us. If you're in Atlanta, you know where it's at. And big time shout out to everybody that's in the building right now. Big time shout out to everybody. We're going live. It's Too Raw for TV.
Yeah.
Thanks, God.
Yeah. I might link my ting from barking. 7 a.m. in the morning. She's calling, I'm yawning. She's jarring, no stalling. I might link my ting from barking. 7 a.m. in the morning. She's calling, I'm yawning. She's jarring, no stalling. I might link my ting from barking. 7 a.m. in the morning. She's calling, I'm yawning. She's jarring, no stalling. I might link my ting from barking. 7 a.m. in the morning. She's calling, I'm yawning. She's jarring, no stalling. I'm icy. I got a tick from my head to my feet, that's Nike, and that's pricey. You see them guys over there, they ain't like me. I got a Portuguese thing, not wifey. She said my temper's tiny. I got 2 different roles like Miley. You hit me up, that's unlikely. But I walked in the room with a fresh trim, share my Colgate teeth. Yeah, they're looking at me, saying, can I get a pic for the gram? Just like TJT. No wonder they hate on me, cause I make them please. And you see these clothes, yeah, I get it for free. I might link my ting from barking. 7 a.m. in the morning. She's calling, I'm yawning. She's jarring, no stalling. I might link my ting from barking. 7 a.m. in the morning. She's calling, I'm yawning. She's jarring, no stalling. I might link my ting from barking. 7 a.m. in the morning. She's calling, I'm yawning. She's jarring, no stalling. I might link my ting
from barking. 7 a.m. in the morning, she's calling, I'm yawning, she's jarring, darling. Many guys, many guys hate me and it's true, too bad I just stunt on you, too bad I don't look like you. Like many guys, yeah, hate me and it's true, too bad I just stunt on you, like too bad. I might link my team from barking. 7 a.m. in the morning, she's calling, I'm yawning, she's jarring, no stalling. I might link my team from barking. 7 a.m. in the morning, she's calling, I'm yawning, she's jarring, no stalling. I might link my team from barking. 7 a.m. in the morning, she's calling, I'm yawning, she's jarring, no stalling. I might link my ting from barking. 7 a.m. in the morning, she's calling, I'm yawning, I'm yawning.
Okay, what black supremacy is and what black supremacy isn't. Black supremacy isn't white subjugation and dark skin. Black supremacy isn't white supremacy and blackface. What black supremacy is black people walking the path to be the supreme godhood, the God state, becoming that and embodying their divinity, embodying their supremacy, and embodying their true nature, because the true nature of the black man and the black woman is God. So they are innately supreme. But you cannot be, it's not good enough just to say that you're supreme. It's not good enough just to claim you're a king, to claim that you're a God. You must walk that path. There's nothing in black supremacy is given to you. It is all earned by the path that you take. It is all earned by the steps that you make. That is black supremacy. That's black supremacy. So that's what black supremacy is. And it's not a system of subjugations and regulations. That's what pink subjugation is. Pink subjugation is this myriad of rules and regulations that proves that the people that are the proponents of this system are not supreme, because their whole system is to try to bring other people down so that they could have a quote-unquote unfair advantage. And it's not a supreme thing. There's
there's nothing supreme about it. That's why it's not even real. White supremacy needs to be eliminated from our mind because it is not a real thing. It is just a system that is put in place to subjugate the people that are truly supreme. So that's what Black supremacy is. And this is the first annual Black Supremacy Conference. Hey, we had to hold it here in Atlanta with the gods and goddesses, the new Atlantis, the true Atlantis. So we're out here doing this. Hey, the phone lines are filling up quickly, and I see a lot of callers on the line. Hey, remember to press 1 if you have a comment or question. We're going in at the first annual Black Supremacy Conference. Call in 516-453-9174. This is an epic moment in time. You will not see anything like this on CNN, on Fox, on BET. This is too raw for TV. I do want to get to some of the callers before I go into my other material, because the reason I called this conference of Black gods and goddesses is because there's a lot of things that I talk about on air that I rather show and present to the public rather than people, that they can't visually see on the radio. So if you're seeing this on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, hey, remember to share it. Share it right now so that people can get that information because it is vital. I do want to get to some of the callers, though. Remember to press 1 if you have a question, 516-453-9174. Call now because the phone lines are filling up quickly. 501, you're on the line with Too Raw for TV. Black supremacy, what is it to you? 501, you're on the line with Too Raw for TV. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right, we're going to get to all the callers and appreciate everybody's patience too, because it's our first one. It's the first time we're going live on YouTube and Facebook, and we're getting all the kinks out on air, I think. But it's all good, and we're doing our thing. This is Too Raw for TV. We're going to live up to our namesake tonight. Yes, we are. Black Supremacy Conference. This is the first annual Black Supremacy Conference held right here in Atlanta. Now, why is Black supremacy important right now? Black supremacy is important because there are things out there, media that is being perpetuated over Facebook, over the news, fake news, that constantly shows Black people in an unfavorable light. It constantly is barraging us with negative stereotypes, and none of these stereotypes are even real. The racists don't even believe these stereotypes. The only reason they perpetuate these stereotypes is because they are obliged to a system that is giving them pink privilege. So the only thing that is real is the illusion of pink privilege. So we're going to talk about that tonight. You guys call us 516-453. We're going in tonight. I think we got 501 on the line. 501, are you there with me? Can you hear me, 501?
Yes. Yes, I hear you.
Okay. All right, okay. All right, no doubt. What's your first thoughts on that?
I had it on mute because I didn't want my background.
Oh, okay. What's your first thoughts on the Black supremacy?
My first thoughts on Black supremacy.
Yes. This is like the third or fourth thought. If you're thinking about it too hard.
I don't know. I just want to listen.
Okay. No doubt. Can you guys call up 516-453-9174? Where are you calling from, sis? Where are you calling from? Hello, can you hear me?
Me?
Yes, where are you calling from?
Arkansas.
All right, no doubt. Arkansas in the house. That's what's up. This is the first annual Black Supremacy Conference held right here in Atlanta. We're going in tonight. Now, people want to say, how can they tap into this supreme nature of this Black supremacy thing? And I want to go in on that subject. There's a lot of things that I talk about that if you're just listening on the radio, you may not be able to see. So I want to show you guys how to tap into that Black supremacy. If someone can hear me, my Metatron's cue. Someone can hear me, one of my people out here can hear me, and Metatron's cue. So I can show the people this powerful object. This is part of Black supremacy. For me, it's a part of being on that supreme path. You have to get into the knowledge of self. And one of the best ways to do that is through meditation. So an object of sacred geometry that I use to tap into that power is called the Metatron's cube. And I don't know if you guys can see it. Press 1 if you can see the Metatron's cube on YouTube. This is a powerful shape. It actually has all the shapes inside of it. This can unlock many things inside of you, get you on that supreme path. It's actually a stargate inside of yourself into other worlds. So you tap into this shape, Metatron's cube. It will actually unlock a lot of those melanated powers, those melanated superpowers that you have. And if you keep doing that, it will put you further along on that supreme path. And meditation is good for a myriad of reasons. A lot of people talk about stress. A lot of people talk about, it lowers blood pressure, and it has a lot of health benefits. But the true Black supremacists don't meditate for their health. The true Black supremacists meditate for magic powers. The true Black supremacists meditate to become the strongest person. The true Black supremacists meditate to become God. It's not about health, because you are in control of that. You are in control of your health through your mind. It's about your mind first. But what do you guys think, caller? 516-453-9174. This is the first annual Black Supremacy Conference held right here in Atlanta. We're going in tonight. Let me do this. I do want to get to some more callers. You guys press 1 if you have a question or comment. We're going in tonight. First annual Black Supremacy Conference. I do have another caller, 504. You're on the line with Too Raw for TV. What's your first thoughts? Black supremacy. Can you hear me? All right. 504. is the first annual Black Supremacy Conference. And big time salute to everybody that's been playing a major role in this, that's been doing the thing, putting the work out there on the streets for the people, because this is the one thing that the Black movements have lacked in the past, is the spiritual aspect, the aspect that they create everything. You create everything that you see, hear, touch, taste, smell. That's you. You created that. There's nothing outside of you. So you create all of this, and so many times we react to situations that we think are outside of us, that we think, are put onto us. But we put all these things onto ourselves. Yeah, we are the answer, but we are the problem as well. So when you realize that you are not only the answer and the problem, and that you are your only salvation, a lot of things happen more quickly. It's a cheat code to life. Black supremacy is a cheat code to life, and I have a really big announcement that I'm going to be making during this broadcast, and you guys definitely want to stay tuned about Black supremacy. But you guys call in 516-453-9174. We're going in tonight at the first annual Black Supremacy Conference out here in Atlanta, going live to Raw for TV. If you're watching this on Facebook, if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and share it right now. Yeah, I know you guys see that red, black, and green flag in the background. That's the Liberation flag. And it's going down today. It's going down tonight. We're being liberated tonight. No longer will you be captured. You're not a slave any longer. If you're listening to this broadcast, you are part of the revolution. Let me play this song. I will play this song by Quilla Shemaine. It's called Brown Skin. This is one of the songs I like. We want to go in on this because this is about setting up a new culture for our children, and getting out of the old cultures of the land of mayonnaise, the old ways, the old America, fake American nightmare. The dream is no more. It is a burning house. There is no more American culture. The only thing that is here is Black supremacy culture. So let me play this song. We're going to go into that. But you guys call in 516-453-9174. I see a lot of people on the line. Remember to press 1 if you have a comment or a question, and unmute your phone because a lot of people do that as well. That's a common thing. But I want to play this because I really like this song. And big time shout out to Paula Shemaine because she is a fantastic artist. This is a song featuring an artist. It's called Brown Skin. And you're only going to hear it right here on Two Walls of TV.
Different shades of skin, beauty she beholds, and the skin that she is in. Untold secrets of that melanin blend. No bad bitch, she a brown queen. Natural everything, she stand with the brown king. Kinky hair, brown eyes, brown nose, beautiful. Stronger than the ox, it's the world she holds. Leading, guiding, caring, nurturing the future. Stepping on that pain, brown girl, I salute you. You broke every chain that was holding you down. Wore every flash they gave and adjusted your crown. Brown queen, they can never understand what else is there to do when they took your brown man, brown queen. What with that melanin skin. Penetrated your mind, but they never got in. She's melanin. Brown skin, you know I love your brown skin. So many shades of your brown skin. All your colors of your brown skin. Brown skin, you know I love your brown skin. Many shades of brown skin. All your colors of your brown skin. You're my brown skin. My perfect twin, you're my sweet piece of mahogany. You're the one for me. With all the melanin that you hold within your brown skin. I see the kings and queens inside of you. I love you. Some of these dudes and some of these bros not elevated. They missing life and I know they hate it. But you hold the light and you hold the key. What you lack, you can find inside of me. My brown skin is why they fear me. But you bound to catch the melanisms when you near me. They try to knock us, better rock with us, we been on. All the powers in my skin tone. 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 You know I love your brown skin. So many shades of your brown skin. All your colors of your brown skin.
We are at the first annual Black Supremacy Conference in Atlanta. Hey, I want to give another round. Hey, give another round of applause to everybody that's here with me today. Just another round of applause to all my people. Yes, y'all. Yes, it's the first annual Black Supremacy Conference. We're going in tonight about this. Now, why is Black supremacy important right now? Because with everything that is coming at us and all the stuff that is that's out there, we know that we got to fight. We have to fight. We have to be revolutionary in this struggle, and we have to be revolutionary when it comes to ourselves, and we have to win our revolution within ourselves, and defeat all enemies within and without. So you have to become invincible. The Black supremacist must be invincible. Right now I'm playing a clip, actually, from King Noble. You guys check him out. Anytime salute to King Noble, he's been posting about the Black Supremacy Conference. You guys call in 516-453-9174. I do want to play a clip that I think is very pertinent to Black supremacy and to people walking that supreme path. It's called the Black supremacy. Our supremacy is invincible. So I'm play that. You guys call in 516-453-9174. And tonight at the first annual Black Supremacy Conference in Atlanta. All right. And big time shout out to everybody that's watching live on YouTube and Facebook. I think they said that the Facebook has fell off, but go ahead and share it on YouTube, youtube.com/HustleVilleENT12. And big time shout out to everybody that's listening. This is our first time going live on these venues. And big time shout out to everybody doing that. Let's do this. Boom. We're going in. And big time shout out to everybody that is actually that has been listening to the I'm Not Racist remix. It's going viral on Facebook. Big time shout out to everybody that's making it happen like that. Let me want to play this clip. I know it's live, y'all. I know it's live. All right, here it is. King Noble, the Black supremacist must be your invincibility.
That's your bliss. People be like, well, why are you so happy all the time? Why are you so happy and you don't seem to be bothered by nothing and all this stuff is going on and you happy and your answer to them is because I'm invincible. A lot of us want to be happy, but our desire for happiness is a requirement of invincibility. Do you realize that to become happy as a person, you don't have to become invincible? That means you ain't gonna let nothing mess up or destroy your happiness. Because you got happiness. We were born with happiness. We just let the world chip away at it. Our happiness was our innocence. We let the world keep breaking it off and give us justification to not be happy, give us excuses. So if you want happiness, you got to mess up or destroy your happiness. I want to go in on my topic now for the last 20 minutes. The true black supremacist must be invincible. Words like invincible shake people up. What do you mean invincible? Is that even realistic to become invincible as a human being? We hear stories about them being in war. The Haitians, we talk about the Haitian Revolution. And we talk about soldiers with stories of becoming invincible in their war against France, against the French. That they became bulletproof. We talk about Liberia and rituals that they did in Liberia when they were fighting to become invincible in war. One of the soldiers' name was Butt Naked, and he talked about how he became rituals he did to become invincible. Now, I don't condone the ritual that he did. I'm just talking about invincibility. I'm sure there are multiple ways to become invincible. We're dealing with this thing of invincibility. In Haiti, invincibility, they used voodoo and did certain rituals to become invincible. We talk about Jamaica. We talk about Nettie and the Maroons and how she became invincible. There's so many stories of invincibility. So what do I say when I say the true black supremacist is invincible? Even though we have this type of physical invincibility that we can tap into during warfare and confrontation, moment to moment, time to time, we can tap into this type of physical invincibility that takes us beyond harm. A lot of us have been in situations where we felt like we almost was invincible to survive these situations. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Many of us know who've lived in the hood, who've been through some scenarios and some situations. We know that there is a physical invincibility that exists, that one can tap into. But tonight on this show, I want to talk about invincibility from a multidimensional perspective. And I want to talk about the ego and its relationship to invincibility and how many ways we can be touched, which shows how many ways that we need to become invincible, which is going to give you a deeper perspective of what invincibility is and what the value of invincibility is, the purpose. Why do we even need to be invincible? What does the state of invincibility look like? Because I want to talk about invincible consciousness. Let's start there. Let me define some things. because I know you all use Webster's and Macmillan and Wikipedia and all that. So let me drop some definitions on you. To be invincible, the state of invincibility for a black supremacist is where they can be, they can have many experiences, many situations and circumstances can come at their mentality, can come at their reality, can come at their focus, can come at their meditation, but the black supremacist remains untouched and unmoved, complete in and of themselves, no matter what situations and circumstances occur in their life. They're unmoved. To be invincible is to be non-reactionary from the most deepest place within oneself. I bet y'all never heard that definition of invincibility before. That means that the only thing that any situation, person or place or trauma, any confrontation, the only thing that it can ultimately do is change you. Its ultimate result would have to be to change you from a state that you abided in, from the state that you an optimal state, from a state that you wanted to be in, a state that was representative or reflective of your highest beingness. The only thing that it could want to do, the person, the situation, the event, whatever, is change you so that from a state that you abided in, from the state that you an optimal state, from a state that you wanted to be in, a state that was representative or reflective of your highest beingness. The only thing that it could want to do, the person, the situation, the event, whatever, is change you. So that after this event, this confrontation, this situation, this dilemma, you won't be the same on the other side. So to be invincible, consciously invincible, is to be unchangeable. You can't be changed. In Chicago, the word change means we use change interchangeably with death. When somebody died, they said that person got changed. So to become invincible is to become unchangeable. That means you go through life as a deity. You go through life as a solid person, knowing that coming into the spiritual essence of who you are as a spiritual being having a human experience, or a spiritual being that's experiencing humanness going in. And you come to know this spiritual self, which is enlightenment, which is self-realization. You come to know this deity as God-like being. Because that's where people's spiritual path has led them into realizing that profound power, realizing the power that lies within them. But then once you get to that epoch of realizing the power that lies within, through, and as you, life begins to challenge you at that particular point, at the highest epoch. And life begins to change you from being one who could stand in that realization of your highest level of being. Situations happen to make you question, doubt, or take a different position about being the deity that you are, about being the divine that you are. Chipping away at this strong disposition, this posture. Life chips away at it if it can. Makes you act other than, react in a way that is other than you being solid in your own state of divinity. It chips away. It attacks it. But by the black supremacists must be invincible, meaning that they don't change. They're not reactionary. They are not superficial. or contingent upon situations and circumstances. Non-affected, unintimidated, undisturbed, unmoved. Do you feel me? So when I talk about invincibility, I'm talking about a state of consciousness. The worst thing that can happen to you through anything that you could ever go through, or any situation or circumstance you can confront, is that you're changed. You can be changed. Mentally, spiritually, your disposition can be changed. You know, when they got people, they say that this person has been broken. What broke them? Who and what in them was broke? When you become invincible, you are making a commitment to be unbreakable. You are getting a posture, a pose that is unbreakable, flexible, but solid, like an ice pack. I'm going in with this. You must become invincible. But you can't become invincible if who you are is dependent on what is going on outside of you. Because that's the quickest way to be changed. If your strength is not coming from within, you are definitely going to be changed from without. Let me repeat this. If your strength is not coming from within you, the outside world ain't going to do nothing but change you. Strength comes from within, weakness is let in from without. Strength is behind the door, weakness opens the door and let it all in. Change the whole house. Interior decoration. Change the whole feng shui up. The invincible selfhood, the invincible state of consciousness is the most efficient feng shui of one's inner decor. When you become in an invincible state, it is an invincible compassion. That means nothing anybody do that is selfish, that appears to be wrong, even evil, can change one iota of your compassionate stance and position. You have invincible compassion. It cannot be changed because it comes from within to affect what is going on without. The invincible are not looking for an excuse in the world or justification from the world to be who they are. That's how you get hit. The invincible are coming from within themselves, giving something that cannot be disturbed by the world. The invincible are bringing something from within themselves, giving something that cannot be disturbed by the world. It is not justified by the world, so it cannot be unjustified by the world. It's not validated by the world, so it cannot be invalidated by the world. You follow? All the world could do is see the glory and the independence and self-sufficiency and the sublime sovereignty of what it is. All the world could do is just bear witness to it and experience it. Can't change it. It can't affect it. It's like the God they say of the scriptures. The same yesterday, the same today, and the same tomorrow. Everlasting to the never-ending days to come, as it says in the Moorish Quran. Changeless. Truth changes not. Reaching that sovereign and self-sufficient state within one's own being, where one becomes intentional, not reactionary, not contingent, not predicated on, but intentional. To be intentional, one must be complete within themselves to have intention. If you're not totally in a state of completeness yourself, you can't even have an intention. Your intention will be disrupted, interrupted. So to become invincible, one must come from a place within themselves that is unreachable by any of the machinations of this world. The pain, the suffering, the sadness, the anger, none of this world can reach that place to disturb how who you are can continue to regenerate themselves and come from that place. Nothing can change or break down that. So I'm talking about this spiritual invincibility. A lot of people are hurt and hurt by this and hurt by that, and this affects what they're going to do, and how they're hurt by this affects who they are, and how people give to them or taken from them affects what they're going to do, and how people are going to respond to them affects who they're going to be, and how people act affects how they're going to behave, and they got to prove themselves to a world. They have not become invincible. See, those who are invincible don't care about what is going on in the world, what the world is doing, how low-spirited and undisciplined and undeveloped those are in the world. The invincible don't care about that because they're going to go on being invincible no matter what. They're going to go on being strength. They go on being the example of invincible compassion, strength, power, love. They're going to go on being that. They can't help but to. Because on the other side of invincibility, there's like not too many gray areas. It's weakness. It's just you're either going to be weak or you're going to be invincible. See, the invincible got hit just like everybody else. You think the weak just think they're the only one that's been hit. The weak believe that they're the only one that has had challenges. The weak believe they're the only one that went through some shit. The weakness is they're the only one that been lied to. They're the only one been stolen from. That they're the only one been cheated. That they're the only one been deceived. That they think they're the only one. But they got another thing coming because the invincible has went through everything they have and more. And on the other side of everything they went through, there's still this invincible compassion, self-good, the untouchable. There's still the unmoved mover. The unmoved mover is still there. Complete, perfect witness. Whose witness is exemplification of solidness, of solidity. I'm teaching to that. We're complaining because we've not become invincible. We're reacting because we've not become invincible. We're upset, we're reacting too. And we haven't reached that invincible level. We're meditating, but we're not becoming invincible in our meditation. We're reacting, we're spazzing out. We're not invincible. When you become invincible, all the reaction is gone. You're steady. You're solid. Because if you could choose to be in a state all the time of peace and harmony and repose, if you could choose to be in that, wouldn't you? But the only way you can remain in such a state is if you was invincible. And the only thing that can prove that you are not in that state is how you react to things that you appear to be going around you. And it's how you use the world as justification for what you're going to be. Because you have not been invincible enough to be the world that you want to create. To be the change, as Mahatma Gandhi said, to be the change you want to see in the world, with the world trying to change you into what it is and remind you of what it is, then you would have to be invincible because the world is here to remind you of what it is right now, its own agenda about what it is right now. The world wants to stay alive. The pain and suffering and hurt and victimization and all, it wants to stay alive. It wants to live. And it's trying to change you into accepting that it is inevitable, unavoidable, and inescapable, and you must give into it to where the victim does not become the victor, but becomes the victimizer. Where the victim learns from his victimization and becomes the victimizer and not ever achieve victory over its situations and circumstances, because the victorious will be invincible, because they'll never be able to be a victim again. If you ascend beyond the victimization, you can only become invincibly victorious. You become an example of how people cannot be affected and no longer have justification to be the fool, to be reactionary. No more excuses. To take on the energy of that which one is not in agree with. To become the person that one does not like, that one does not agree with. To take on the energies of that. To avoid taking on the energies of that. One would have to become invincible. And the true black supremacist must be invincible. And is invincible. And that's how we can change the world. Because we can be unaffected by it long enough to present and exemplify something else to it. We can show how you don't have to be broken down by it. The last 60 seconds of the show, if you listen on live stream, make sure you call in now. 646-716-9305. Call in on 2 phones if you can, so you don't get kicked off. Copy Magic Jack. Well, got hit just like everybody else. You think the weakest.
Black supremacy makes you invincible. And we all search for that God-like sense. We all search for that God within. A lot of us are searching for different things in our lives, for solutions to problems that we have, but all the solutions, all of it is within you, and you are always within reach of yourself. So black supremacy is becoming that black supreme state, is becoming that God that you are, is becoming that your highest nature. Now I have a huge announcement that I'm going to make, but I want to tell you guys, the first Black Supremacy Conference is in Atlanta, but you guys need to be here February 17th. Clear your calendars for February 17th. Is going down in Atlanta for the revolutionary birthday bash of Huey P. Newton. You could actually reserve your spot right now by going to NGC Atlanta at gmail.com. That is the Gmail. That's the email that you could use to reserve and RSVP your spot for this epic moment. The revolutionary birthday bash. We're shutting Atlanta down on February 17th. One of the forefathers and vanguards of the Black Revolution, Huey P. Newton. That's his birthday. So you guys clear your calendars for that Saturday. I don't care if you're in Oakland, California. Make your way out to Atlanta, Georgia on February 17th. It will be well worth it. RSVP early now so you can get a good space in that. And it's going to be an amazing thing. So that's next Saturday, February 17th, in Atlanta. It's going down. Huey P. Newton birthday bash, the revolutionary birthday bash, not only celebrating the life of Huey P. Newton, but also the life of another brother that I'm wearing right here, Khalid Muhammad, because he actually died on that day. So we're celebrating Huey P. Newton. It's going to be a revolutionary day. It's going to be a melanated magic day. So you definitely want to come out there. You will network and meet some of the most conscious, most awakened people in the world. They're out here, right here in Atlanta, so come out on February 17th to the Revolutionary Birthday Bash. It's going to be an amazing thing. You can actually check out the details on my Instagram at Ratchet Revolutionary. We're going in tonight. Black supremacy. Now, black supremacy saved my life because when you practice it, you start to think outside the box. Think outside the parameters that were given to you. Think outside of the old stories and fables that they were given to you, like, you know, Benjamin Franklin discovered electricity with a kite in the rain outside. Like, all these old lies that they give to you, you got to remember that you're the only real thing. You are the only thing that really exists. You are the only being that really exists. All of this is in you, and you decided to do this to challenge yourself to become God, and that's what black supremacy is about. But what do you guys think? Call in 516-453-9174. I'm going to go back to the call lines right now. See who's on the line with me. It is the first annual Black Supremacy Conference. We're going in tonight. It's Too Raw for TV. We're doing this every Thursday at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, but this first annual Black Supremacy Conference, we're going to have it every year, so you guys check it out. I'm going to the phone lines right now. You guys call in 516-453-9174. We're going in tonight. I want to talk more about the magic part of black supremacy, because people talk about black power. People talk about different things about what melanin does and how it protects you and how it affects your pineal gland. But what does that really mean? What does that really mean? It means that you're in touch with nature. It means that you are in touch with the air, the earth, the wind, the stars. All of this is inside of you, and you are touching it. You are making it happen within you. I do want to get to all the callers on the line. 516-453-9174. You guys call in right now. I got a couple more minutes in the live stream, so you definitely want to do that before the live stream ends. 803, you're on the line with Too Raw for TV. What's your first thoughts when you hear black supremacy?
Hey, bro.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Your phone a little bit muffled, bro. But
Okay, I appreciate that. Let me, because we're doing this live. It's the first time we did this. So, okay.
Can you hear me a little better now?
Yeah. That's a little better, bro.
Okay, all right. We were trying to have the phone near the speaker and all this other stuff. We're just this is our first time, so we're just doing this and got to do it live. So,
no doubt, bro. Yeah, but black supremacy, bro. How you be, bro? Huh?
What's that?
You said what, bro?
I said, what's your first thoughts when you hear black supremacy? When you hear someone say that?
Black supremacy. I say, man, source, creator, and us embodying that, man, on this plane, our sovereignty, our sovereign power. That's really what I think about, man. And this shit, how this shit affected me. So, and really, you being the motivation for that, bro. To being from our area, being from where we from, and just seeing the example of you doing your thing, bro. So, but yeah, that's what I say. Definitely source, man. Us understanding our true power and embodying that. It's a process on this physical plane, but just truly embodying our true sovereign power. Supremacy and sovereignty is actually synonymous. It's two synonymous words. And when you're dealing with blackness, you're dealing with the source of everything, which, cosmically speaking and on the physical plane, how we original people or black people are, the source of really, everything on this bitch. And it's a process, too, of us, ridding ourselves from the self-hate and the cracker mentality that we call white supremacy. But the way I define that shit is, white being the lowest form of a light or a frequency or whatever. It has a purpose, but it is the lowest form of light, cosmically speaking, and physically, because even when we look at our own people, like the white versions of us, the albino versions of us, is a deformity or whatever, or disorder, and then we dealing with the cracker. That's just a total fucking degenerate damn being that's just out of order. And when you're dealing with the supremacy aspect, you're dealing with us. You're dealing with us giving power to that. So when I think of white supremacy, when I explain it to a lot of people that I run across, our people, it is that, like, it's us giving power to that low frequency energy. They don't have no power over us. It's us, but it's a process of us embracing that we are supreme. Embracing black supremacy. So it's just that process of that, bro. And we gravy, man. When we do that shit, when we embrace who we naturally are and take back our shit. But yeah, bro, it's been a major confirmation too, man. We get a lot of shit done over here, bro. So I'm gonna holler at you soon. A lot of shit. I might gotta start. Bro, I might gotta start calling you. Put profit in front of your goddamn name, man. Cause the shit we done, the shit that you built with me on last time you was down here, bro. I'm telling you, bro, is manifesting like crazy. So yeah, bro, salute, man. But yeah, that's what I think on black supremacy on the simplistic, on the most, I guess, simplistic level I can think about it, because it's truly infinite, because we are infinite. But just on a basic simplistic level, on on what I first think when I think of black supremacy is that.
No doubt. There's a question, my brother Ty. You calling out of Columbia, North Carolina tonight?
No doubt. Yeah, that humacy, I take it to our original roots, bruh. That black supremacy shit self-validated. Fuck the city of Columbia and the corporation of South Carolina. Fuck them both. We gotta take it back to our roots and shit. So, on that old mix shit, MSC black supremacy shit. But yeah, South Cat all day, bro.
All right, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. Definitely. Hey, and holla at me about what you were talking about, man. We're going in tonight. The first annual Black Supremacy Conference, man. I love everybody out here. I want to give a big time shout out to my brother Osiris. He helped me put out this live stream, doing this thing, man. This is our first time doing it. I know we had a couple of kinks, still having some kinks, as you see me on the live stream holding my phone, all that stuff. But hey, it's too raw for TV. You will not see this anywhere else, and I promise you, this is intellectual food. So go ahead and get full off this. You guys call in. We got a couple more minutes in the live stream. 516-453-9174. And hold on, let me do this. I do want to get to everybody on the line. 917. What is the first thought you have when you hear black supremacy?
Peace, King. My first thoughts is, like, I think about, like, how shit was back in the day, like, like back in Kemet and shit, that's us, that's what we need to, reach back, not even Kemet, but we just need to, come together as one, because we are the original people, we run this shit, we the universe, you know what I mean? And we got to get it back to that, because, the fucking government and shit, crackers, they raising war against us, they identifying us as terrorists and shit. And things is only going to get worse. So we need to, come back as one and shit, to get it popping. Because shit looking crazy out here right now. It's just, I got my boy Rakim locked up and shit, you know what I mean? Shit's crazy.
Yeah, but you know what? We create order and we create chaos. So if you see things are going crazy, things are out of order, this is stuff that is within ourselves as well. See it as a challenge. See it as a challenge to get better. See it as a challenge to become more supreme. Because even you see in a news report or something that's happening, all of this is happening within your own conscious mind. It touches your own conscious mind first. You feel me?
Okay, facts, yeah.
No doubt, family. Hey, where are you calling from tonight?
I'm in Sumter right now, Sumter, South Carolina.
All right, that's what it is. Sumter in the house. Hey, my South Carolina people showing out for the first annual Black Supremacy Conference. The first annual Black Supremacy Conference. This is being held in Atlanta, and it's going down, man. I have a lot of powerful people around me. It's going down. It's going down. And now I just want to remind you guys, I have a huge announcement. And guess what? I'm coming out with a book, y'all. Yes. 5 months from now, you will see I Am God, the Black Supremacy Bible. It's coming out. This is something that I've been working on just in bits and pieces. Just recently came up with the title, but I Am God, the Black Supremacy Bible. This is the Black Manifesto, the culture. People talk about Black people and how we have these amalgamated cultures. Now, this is going to be the Black supremacy culture that we could pass down to our children and to their children's children, and it's something that's going to be revolutionize us as a people, because we have to get out of the holidays like Thanksgiving, the cultural things, because they take away from who we are. They take away from our true nature, and they celebrate the genocide of our ancestors. So we got to get out of all of that. What do you guys think? 516-453-9174. Whoever I did make that huge announcement. Yes, I am coming out with I Am God, the Black Supremacy Bible. It's coming out very shortly, and you guys will see it. It's definitely, you will see it within 5 months. I Am God, the Black Supremacy Bible. Now, hey, big shout out to everybody that is showing love on YouTube right now, because they're live streaming on YouTube, they're live streaming on Facebook. I know you see me looking kind of awkward, looking back and forth from each camera, being on air or being seen while music is playing and stuff like that, but it's too raw for TV, and you will not see this anywhere else. But let me do this. Big time shout out to everybody that has made this video go viral. Yes, it's going viral on Facebook, so you guys check it out. Originally produced and created by Joyner Lucas. The song I'm Not Racist is a hip-hop conversation about race. And, a lot of people have done a lot of things with it, but there wasn't a revolutionary remix, so that's where I stepped in. A lot of people in South Carolina know me from the hip-hop scene, and I had to jump back in the ring for this one. I had to do that because there's a lot of things that were not being said. There was a lot of things that weren't being said. So I had to say I'm on this track. I had to say it. So I'm gonna play this. This is I'm Not Racist Revolutionary remix by the one and only Palmetto Star. So y'all check it out. Hey, hit up my Instagram, hit up my YouTube right now, youtube.com/Hustleville ENT12, so you guys could watch the video, because the video, it goes so hard. Big time shout out to APL Top Jotters. They're the ones that actually created shot the video, and they're amazing. They did things. That's me, a cinematic production. But without further ado, I'm Not Racist Revolutionary remix by Palmetto Star.
I'm not racist, and I never lied, but I think there's a disconnect between your culture and mine. I worship the Einstein, study to Steve Jobs, but you ride Tupac's dick like he was a fucking god. Oh my god! And all you care about is rapping and stunting and being ratchet, and that's the nigga within you. Music right in your brain and slowly start to convince you. Then you let your kids listen, and then the cycle continue. Blame it all on the menu, blame it on no drink, blame it on everybody except for your own race. Blame it on white privileges, blame it on white kids, and just blame it on white citizens. Aim at the vice president. Bunch of class clowns. Niggas kneeling on the field, that's a flag down. How dare you try to make demands for this money? You gonna show us some respect, you gonna stand for this country, nigger. I'm not raped. You're not racist, you just say nigga a lot. Say that around me, white boy, get shot. I don't give a fuck if your whole ass your cops. If the pig traffic stops, then boy will get popped. I'm not racist. White's not even a race. It's just a waste of subconscious space. You can't even season your greens. You got no taste. If black took the land you stole, then you got no place. I'm not racist. When has America been great? Talking Donald Trump, let's get out my face. You don't see color now, you don't see race. I bet you see this black hands like me dead in the face. I'm not racist. People in denial, cause most white men make up the pedophiles, make up the welfare queens, make up the human vials. Yes, I'm talking to you, Cracker, Brad, Jenny, and Kyle. Just drunk and that's messy, and all you do is smile while smearing rice. They shot he was only a child. You mayonnaise monster so phony and vile. You take black paint and make it only a style. Blame it on fake news, blame it on black Jews, blame it on everybody that doesn't resemble you. Blame it on the economy, blame it on all our poverty, but you won't tell the truth that you're the true minority. And you have no real authority, no soul, no seniority. And all the police beatings on the TV screens only highlights your inferiority. I'm not racist, I'm a black identity terrorist, and you're part of the revolution if you're hearing this. You don't know a black man embraces fearlessness? Hold up. I don't care how many black people you know. You don't know any black man that's like the shit out you know. I don't care if your skin just as white as snow. If I tell you to move, you better get up and go. I'm not racist. Nah, not even a little bit. Y'all crackers is so inconsiderate. I see you talking, but all I hear is gibberish. If I see you in the building, I'm burning it down with you in it. Palmetto Star, the revolution will not be televised. Too raw for TV. Black Supremacy.
So yeah, big time shout out to everybody that is making that remix viral on Facebook. Big time shout out to the new Black Panther Party, who also starred were featured in the video. They did their thing. Very cinematic video, and you guys need to watch it. If you're on YouTube, go to youtube.com/Hustleville ENT12. Amazing thing. Black Supremacy. Now, notice that I don't have pity for you black niggas. That's the way. Notice that black. We are live right now, as you see, to Raw for TV. Hey, but notice I didn't say anything about hate, because Black Supremacy is not about hate. It's about loving yourself. It's about loving who you are enough to accept that you are God. You know, because a lot of people talk about their princes and their kings and their queens, but are you God? Can you accept that you created all of this, that you see? Can you accept that everything in your life is because you created it to be so? That is the responsibility of a God, to know that they are the ones that are responsible for everything, even the turmoil, even the chaos. We have to accept that. Even the fake Nefertiti bust that they tried to put on the Today Show a couple of days ago, where they had this Arab or white version of Nefertiti's mother. We created that. Why are we creating this thing? We created Donald Trump. We created the ridiculous police terrorism situation that's aired today. We created this. Why? Because we wanted to challenge ourselves. We wanted to really become God in the midst of devils. But what do you guys think? Call in 516-453-9174. We're going in tonight. This is the first annual Black Supremacy Conference. And phone lines are lighting up. Let me see if he's on the line right now. About to go in. Now, I talked a little bit about meditation and the Metacron's key. Now, there's a key to that. There is actually a chant that goes along with the Metacron's key when you meditate with it. Like I did, is actually the word Shin. The Shin is Hebrew for the black sun. So, being that you do have this universe inside you, you have the suns, you have the stars, you have the all solar systems inside of you. Saying this word, Shin, in a chanting fashion, while watching the Metatron's Cube, awakens these things, awakens the possibilities. It gives you strengths that you never knew you had. It makes you invincible. It gets you to the point to where you know that you are God. So I am a very strong proponent of that. And that is one thing that Black Supremacy is about. It's about becoming supreme within the nature of God. It's becoming that God head. You know, it's not about bowing down or coattailing or being anything like that. It's about becoming God. So you have a couple of seconds in the live stream. You guys call in right now before you get cut off. 516-453-9174. It's too raw for TV. Hold on, I'm getting the phone lines right now. Can you guys hear me? If you can hear me, press 1. If you can hear me, press 1, because I'm doing a new format. I'm live on YouTube. I'm live on Facebook. And daytime shout out to everybody watching and sharing this right now. Definitely good for your mind. All right. All right. Daytime shout out to everybody. It's the first annual Black Supremacy Conference. It's held right here in Atlanta. And this is a time to get it together. This is a time for unity. You know, people talk about all the problems in the Black community and want to espouse on the problems, on why things aren't right, and